confiscation of the Palestinian lands in 1948 and the creation of the Zionist State of Israel, the women of Palestine have been forced to endure immeasurable burdens and never-ending responsibilities. Women all over the world are demanding for freedom, equality, and justice, while the Palestinian woman is lacking the basic necessities of the daily life. These heroic women not only have to endure occupation, torture, and humiliation at the hands of the Israeli occupation, they also have to maintain a normal life while burying their siblings, their husbands, and their children. Not only do they raise and care for the men of Palestine, but they have been forced to become their protectors. At the checkpoints, on the streets, in their homes, they are facing the bullets to keep their children and siblings and husbands safe from the Zionist Israelis. If an award were ever to be granted for heroism, honor, and stability, the Palestinian women are ensured a victory. These heroic women not only endure daily tragedies, such as pulling the bodies of their children from the rubble that used to be their homes, they also have to remain strong and portray an image of strength and stability in the face of the Israeli occupation. Palestinian women in their strength are in the forefront of the resistance against tyranny, misery, and persecution that is inflicted upon them by the Israeli occupation. Yes, us women have come a long way. We have bitterly fought for our rights. We work together to gain voting rights, equal opportunities, and to become active members of our society. We must not forget those who have fought for us to be standing here today at an Independent Women's Day rally. I don't mean the women who stand for us in the political sense, but in the physical sense. The Palestinian women who have sacrificed their food to feed us, their safety to protect us, their lives to give birth to us, their freedom to ensure ours. For the women of Palestine, walking down the street, dropping their children off to school, or visiting their relatives at the other side of town entails being stopped at a military checkpoint where they are humiliated, degraded, and more than often forced to return back without achieving their simple goals. The Palestinian women have to deal with the fear of whether their home will still be up when they come back from running errands, and whether their children will make it home alive after school. The conditions that these courageous women live in will continue to worsen as the Israeli occupation of Palestine exists. It is the duty and obligation of every free-thinking woman on earth to make their voices heard and reach out to our sisters in Palestine and help them in the struggle against the Zionist Israeli occupation. The freedom that the Palestinian working women want is freedom from Zionist occupation and colonialism, from Zionist slavery and oppression, the freedom to be a human, a mother, a worker, a comrade, a sister in safety and in health. The Palestinian women are an ideal image of resistance in the face of the occupation and devastating losses. They maintain a vocal symbol of defiance, reminding us of the dire situation that they are in. These women not only require our support, they deserve our admiration, perseverance, and assistance in an effort to help them reach their goals. So today we salute the women of Palestine. We salute all those who stand with them against the Zionist occupation. We salute our brothers and sisters of the NYU student body who have risked their own privileges to demand that the NYU stop supporting Israeli apartheid. And we say to the world that we demand for freedom all over the world. Freedom for the Palestinian woman, freedom for the people of Palestine, to end Israeli occupation and free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Now that's impossible and impractical for us to have single-payer health care. But just go a little bit down south, go to Cuba, and that's where everybody has health care. That's where everybody has a tenant lease for life. Why is it that we cannot do it here? Let's Go Pastors for Peace has been a long-standing community organization, and we have a sister here who works with them who's going to speak, Allison Bodine, to let you know of their great work, but also the harassment, because they are doing great work. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. Woo! We're also here to stand with the women in Cuba who fought for the revolution in 1959 and took the lead and have created a revolution within the revolution down in Cuba. So let's give a shout out to all the women in Latin America fighting for their rights. Now I'm here today to talk to everyone about a particular case of the Cuban Five. But I want to start from a different perspective. Ann Nelson was 18 and Jacqueline Williams was 19 when an airplane that they were on, destined for Cuba, was blown up in 1976. They were Guyanese students going to study in Cuba for free to become doctors. And their plane was blown up by anti-Cuban terrorists Luis Posada Carriles and Orlando Bosch, who walk free in Miami to this day. And the U.S. knows that they are there. Cuba sent 5 men in order to investigate these anti-Cuban terrorists that operate out of Miami from U.S. soil. They sent 5 men in order to defend the revolution and also their country's right to sovereignty, their country's right not to be bombed, and to defend people in the U.S. from acts of terrorism committed by these same anti-Cuban terrorists. And these 5 men have been imprisoned for 10 years. They were arrested by the United States government, charged as so-called spies, charged with conspiracy to commit espionage, conspiracy to commit murder. And these conspiracies are conspiracies because there are no facts to back it up. As we know with the case of all our men and all of our women that are political prisoners here in the United States. And I want to just let everyone know that they're also not allowed to see their wives and their families. 2 of them have not seen their wives for 10 years. The U.S. government won't grant the visas. So I'm going to walk around the crowd and pass out these postcards. Everyone's put a stamp on one side if they're addressed to Obama to demand freedom for the 5 and their rights to family visits. Learn more about Cuba, more about the revolution that's happening, and let's support the women that are fighting all over the world. Thank you.